All right, and we are live with our Foothill Town Hall meeting. So the first bit of the meeting will be each officer candidate getting 1 minute to give their opening remarks. And the first person in the rotation is Elise. So Elise, if you want to unmute yourself, go right ahead.
Okay. So hi everyone, I'm Elise, as you know. So I'm interested in this club because I have experience working with like admin on campus and city officials and everything. And I've also served in a variety of leadership positions throughout my experiences at Foothill. For example, I'm in several different clubs and try to involve myself as much as possible on campus. I'm in local leaders, obviously, and I served as the president this past year, which was an amazing experience, which is why I'm running again this upcoming year. And I also founded the club this past year too, so I guess that gives me a little more experience with understanding how everything works within it and seeing problems and trying to fix them. And then I'm also, like I said, I try to involve myself in many different on-campus activities and everything, so I'm obviously in local leaders. I'm also part of ASL Club, Students for Social Change, and then on Fridays I have Green Team. That's basically the little group of students and admin that get together and make the bigger decisions about on-campus sustainability and that type of thing.
All right, so, that's your minute. Good job, Elise. Okay, next up is Una. You get your minute.
Okay. Hi everyone, my name is Una. I'm currently a junior this year and I served as secretary this year. And the officer positions I'll be applying for are again secretary, public relations, and community outreach. And my love for this club has only grown after being the secretary for almost a year now. I've truly started to understand what our purpose is as a club, and all of the amazing projects and people we get to work with are just amazing, and I want to be able to continue that on to next year. And I'll be on next year's Green Team as well. So just being able to work with students on campus and also publicizing our club to the whole city of Pleasanton is really what I want to be able to help with and just tackle more projects.
Thanks, Una. All right, next up on my list is Nikki. Your turn.
Okay, hi guys, I'm Nikki. I'm going to be a senior next year, and I'm running for president, vice president, and treasurer. And I'm just really excited about this club. Like, I see so much potential for it to do so many great things because there's literally no one else out there who's working on sustainability at Foothill. Like, we don't have a sustainability plan or anything, like an official one. So it's basically up to us to like make a really big difference. And I mean, we made a lot of progress last year with recycling, but I can just see us going so much farther and doing even bigger and better things. So yeah, I have leadership skills from various other extracurriculars like NCL, Mural Club, Science Olympiad, but like, honestly, I think my passion is going to be what like makes us go far. So yeah.
Thanks, Nikki. All right, next up is Kaylee. Your turn.
Okay, hi, my name's Kaylee and I'm running for the Public Relations, Communication, and Outreach position. I'm going to be a senior next year, and I'm just really excited because I was a member this year in the club, and I found it really interesting, the things that they did, like the recycling and the bin monitors and stuff like that. I felt like it was really fun, and I think that we can go even further next year with more like club members, and I think part of that's just putting on some fun activities for us. So I have a lot of leadership positions, being like the class president for this year and last year at school, and hopefully in ASB next year. And I know how to work with the admin and like teachers and other students because I'm really involved in the school. So I think being in this position would help me like get the word out.
Great. Thank you, Kaylee. All right, next up is Riley. It's your turn.
Hi, I'm Riley. I'll be a senior next year, and I'm running for treasurer. I was a member last year, and I loved how we ran the club, our purpose, and the activities we did. And I'd really like to be a part of that, like a deeper connection with it this year. I'm also president of the ASL Club and a part of the Exceptional Needs Network. And I think it'd be a good idea if we can kind of conjoin our work together to try to get more members and spread our knowledge of what we do in the club and try to get more people interested, because I think what we're doing is really important to how we live and how we stay safe as a school and community.
Thanks, Riley. All right, Apurva, it's your turn.
Hi, my name is Apurva. I'm going to be a senior next year. I have a lot of leadership experience, which is why I want to continue. I'm a part of Science for Youth, and I've been a secretary there for the past year, and I'm also involved in French Club. I'll be VP of that next year. I've also been a part of the Foothill Green Team, and I've become even more sustainable, and I've been working hard to, I guess, make myself accountable and then help others become accountable of themselves too. I'm really committed to like sustainability. I even actually got trash thrown at me this past year. Really fun while bin monitoring. So I guess that shows how committed I am. I hope you'll vote me for public relations / community outreach officer.
Thanks, Apurva. Okay, that was our first round. I'm going to ask you guys a question and give you each 30 seconds to answer it. And you can take it one of two ways. If there's something that you really liked about what happened this year that you want to continue, you can talk about that. If there's something that you'd like to change for next year, you can talk about that, or a combination of both, but I'll let you know when your 30 seconds is up. All right, so we'll use the same lineup that we did last time. So Elise, your turn.
So something I liked about this last year was how we had a bunch of different activities going on, I guess I would say. So we would have like a speaker at one meeting, and then the next meeting we'd be doing like a DIY or something. And I would like to have a bigger variety of activities this upcoming year, because I think we had good ideas, but we didn't really like pursue those very much. And also I would be interested in having like a field trip this upcoming year, because we were very close to doing it this year, but unfortunately it was canceled because of Corona, but that's not something we had control over. But I think that if we start planning more in advance, we could have gotten more people interested in the first place. And yeah, so I'd say those are my biggest, yeah.
Great job. That was your time. Thanks, Elise. All right, Una, same question.
Yeah, so we did a really good job organizing meetings, planning out exactly what we wanted to do. And like Elise said, we didn't get to a lot of them. And I feel like we laid the foundation. We're still a relatively new club. We sort of understand more how it functions and whatnot. So next year we can start tackling bigger projects like, for example, lead testing, restarting the bin process because that was a little faulty, maybe working on getting bin monitors and offering prizes and whatnot to get more interest.
All right, that's your time. Thank you, Una. Nikki, you're up.
Okay, so something that I thought we did really well last year was getting speakers. Like, we had some really interesting speakers talk to us, but there unfortunately just weren't a whole lot of members there to hear them. So I think something I want to work on for next year is getting more members. And just focusing on like publicizing ourselves and making meetings fun so people want to come, so we can kind of like have that balance between like projects and fun activities.
Great. Thank you, Nikki. All right, next up, Kaylee.
Yeah, so I thought this year something that we did really well was also the speakers and the fun meetings, but I feel like this similar to Nikki's, we didn't have a lot of interest from the members, so maybe if we had more of their involvement, and then also like speakers in the MP, so other people, like if they can come to the club because of like a conflicting club or activity, then they could also come like during flex or something and utilize that time as well to help spread the word about our club and then get more members, and also so people can learn.
All right, thanks, Kaylee. And next up is Riley.
Last year, I really enjoyed the small group organizations because it allowed us to cover more topics and gave the members an option of how they wanted to participate in a club. I'd like to continue that while also increasing involvement, maybe having the members make more decisions or have a part in it, a bigger part in giving ideas or activities for us to do.
Thanks, Riley. And Apurva.
I kind of had something similar to what Riley said. I noticed that at the start of the year, we had more difficulty being on task just because like tasks weren't delegated as well. So I really liked when we switched over to small groups. It allowed us to get more of a voice and then get more involved in decision making. And then we accomplished way more in small groups. So I really enjoyed that part. Also about like the DIYs, those weren't exactly my favorite one. I'm not really that crafty, so I remember
Alrighty.
we did friendship bracelets that time, and I just
All right.
so
That's your
thinking
time, Apurva. Thank you. That was your time. Yep. All right, guys, now is a chance for you guys to submit questions. You can either put them in the chat box, or if you want to just let us know, raise a hand and say, I'd like to ask a question, then everybody will get 30 seconds to answer. Okay? Does anybody have a question that they want to pose?
Yeah, I'm going to type mine in the chat box.
Perfect. Perfect. All right, so everybody gets 30 seconds on this one. What makes you interested in this club specifically out of all the clubs on campus? All right, and everybody's going to get 30 seconds for that. And Elise, we'll start with you.
Okay, well, I would say I've had a passion for sustainability since day one, pretty much since I can remember. So once I heard that there was only like an Earth Club, I went to those meetings and I saw that it wasn't very involved for the students. So I wanted to kind of recreate that into a bigger, like stronger club. And so we started doing that, and now I've just been interested in environmental sustainability even more, I guess.
All right, thank you. And Una, same question.
So this club is very unique. We're the only environmentally related club on our campus. Honestly, in the beginning, in like freshman year, I wasn't even interested in sustainability until I joined this club, and it completely changed my mindset. And I want to be able to help others like my past self see what they're doing wrong and how to make more sustainable choices and whatnot.
Thank you. All right, next up is Nikki.
Okay, so I feel like I'm really interested in this club because it's a cause that like really truly matters. Like, I know this is kind of dark, but like in a few years, like in years from now, when there's like wildfires going on and tsunamis and all this crazy stuff, like that's gonna be from global warming, and like it's not gonna matter if you were like in MUN your freshman sophomore year, or like if you, I don't know, like we're in DECA for a couple years. Like I feel like this club is something that really, really matters. Like in the future, like we're the future basically.
That's your time. Thank you, Nikki. All right, Kaylee, same question.
So I know like I'm in a lot of clubs, but I feel like this one's one of the most important clubs because it is like pretty unique, and I like how the members have like some say in what we do. And I feel like if we can just work towards like baby steps for our school, like even once we graduate in the future, then it can help the environment like a lot more than we are right now.
Thank you, Kaylee. And Riley, your turn.
When I joined this club last year, it really changed my outlook on how I live my life and how the decisions I make. And I'm really interested in joining the club and being a part of changing how someone else, a member or just the community, spends their time also. And I think it's really important. We all live here, and if we want to continue, we really need to kind of make some changes to how we do stuff.
Thanks, Riley. And Apurva, same question.
As many of you, I grew up in elementary school learning about the 3 R's and just being like environmentally sustainable. And I think my teachers really had a focus on that. So I initially grew interested because of that. But then in high school, I wanted to become more involved. I was tired of just recycling and composting at home. And, you know, like I have solar panels, but what more is that gonna do? I wanted to get involved in this club so that I could just like improve myself and others, and then extend my reach, and then just like work more.
All right. Thank you. That's your time. We have one more question for everybody, and we'll go through the same rotation. The question is, what are some projects or meeting ideas you have that you're most excited about for next year? Elise, we'll start with you.
Well, as I said earlier, I enjoyed having the speakers mostly, and so I feel like that's a really interactive opportunity, and it kind of shows the city of Pleasanton that we're like dedicated and interested students in this topic, and that we're not just messing around in our meetings. And then also, of course, it's an educational opportunity. And so that's why I think having the speakers is very, very valuable at our meetings.
Great. Una, your turn.
Yeah, so under the public relations officer description, I saw that part of their role was to help set up farmers market booths. And I thought that was such a cool idea, just a great way to publicize our club and get the whole city of Pleasanton to recognize us and really build our name from there. And I feel like it would just be a really great way to bring the club together so that we can tackle something more on the external side of our club. So yeah, that's what I'm most excited for.
Great. Thanks, Una. Okay, Nikki, your turn.
For meetings, I thought of this yesterday, but I thought it would be really cool if we had sort of like officer-led meetings where you just talk about something that you are really passionate about. So like we could have a beekeeping meeting where I would lead it, or like a vegetarianism meeting where Elise would lead it, or like propagating plants meeting, Una would lead it or something. And I think that would be really fun. And then also for projects, we had a tough time with getting people to recycle, but I thought it would be cool if we could try to reduce plastic in the lunch line. So we're kind of like taking away the plastic from its source, you know? Yeah.
Good. All right. Thanks, Nikki. Kaylee, it's your turn now.
Yeah, so last year when I was a member, I felt like some of the clubs were a little bit more disorganized. So I feel like for the next year, we should have a schedule of like people coming in to talk about what they're interested in, and then also some fun DIYs that we could do, because I feel like if we do them in the club and spread them around the school, then other people would be interested in making them as well.
Thank you, Kaylee. And now, Riley, your turn.
An idea I thought of earlier today is I'd like to work more with the garden, and we could see if we can grow butterflies or ladybugs to kind of give. And I was researching, and San Francisco has a lot of butterfly gardens, and the Academy of Sciences has their new butterfly room. I think that'd be an interesting field trip to kind of see how nature works in the environment.
Thanks, Riley. Okay, and Apurva.
Okay, so this past year we've worked with waste and then just becoming more sustainable in that direction. I think I'd like to expand what we're doing to other regions, like maybe water. I know that the Go Green Initiative is having an internship on water, so I'm hoping that we might have more takeaways from that. And just like I've noticed that a lot of people buy plastic water bottles, like just like water, instead of bringing their own water bottle. So maybe we could introduce a water bottle for sale at Foothill.
All right, that's your time. Thanks, Apurva. We've got another question, and here's what it says. What are you hoping to get out of local leaders as a student, as a citizen of Pleasanton, etc.? So we'll give everybody 30 seconds to talk about that. Elise, we'll begin with you.
I would say I'm especially interested in working on like my people skills, because before I started local leaders, I was very like introverted, I would say. So I want to work on like communicating with others and being very open, because that's obviously communication is how you fix all problems in my point of view. And also, even though I am in other leadership positions, I think that it's always good to find more opportunities for that. And so local leaders is a perfect way to do that.
Great, thank you so much. Una, your turn.
There's always more to learn, and I still don't know a lot. So through this club, I hope to broaden my knowledge on our Earth, on sustainability, which will in turn help me be a better global citizen and more sustainable in my everyday choices.
Great, thank you, Una. And now, Nikki, your turn.
I feel like I have some like generalized knowledge about climate change and that kind of thing, but I don't know a lot of the specifics of like water quality or public policy or I don't know, energy usage. So I think that would be really cool. Like, I mean, the speakers were obviously really helpful with learning more about that, but yeah, I just want to get more deeper knowledge.
Got it. Thank you, Nikki. And now, Kaylee, your turn.
Okay, so I know this is gonna sound cheesy, but I just want to make a difference, like on the school, because I have younger siblings that are gonna go to Foothill in the next year, and I know that it's gonna keep being like a school in Pleasanton. So I feel like if we work on sustainability on campus, that I just want to like help out the future of Foothill Falcons.
That sounds great. Thank you, Kaylee. And Riley, your turn.
From this club, I'd like to gain a wider skill set in how I lead and how I interact with my peers. I'd like to have a deeper knowledge, as Nikki and Una said, in sustainability and our choices in the environment.
Thank you, Riley. And now Apurva.
I just want to improve my, I guess, communication, because I've noticed that throughout this club, I have gotten better at like speaking to other people who I haven't met before. And also I want to get more publicly and civically involved. I know that local leaders is pretty big on that. So I'm excited.
Great. Thank you, Apurva. Well, we have time for a couple more things, and that is, first of all, I'm going to have Celine talk to you guys about how the ballot process is going to work. And then I'm going to have everybody give a 1-minute closing remark, okay? So Celine, do you mind explaining the ballot process, please?
Yes, so after this Zoom call, I'll send out an email to all the club members with the link to the ballot. It's just a simple Google form with all of your campaign videos and then the voting questions at the bottom. But we only will have registered club members be able to vote, and seniors won't be allowed to vote either. So the polls will close May 3rd at midnight, so you guys have 4 days to vote. Then after, we'll send out an announcement with the results of the new officers, and then we'll hold like a little officer installment ceremony on May 27th.
Anybody have any questions? Nikki?
Yeah. What are considered registered members? Like, if they just came to one meeting, does that count?
I think as long as they're on your like roster.
I believe it was the first 5 meetings and then maybe 1 or 2 the second semester, if I remember correctly. Una made the ballot, I think.
Okay.
The list, sorry.
Okay.
Good question. Any other questions? All right, guys, it is time for your 1-minute wrap up. We'll use the same order that we went in before. And so Elise, go right ahead.
I would just say I'm willing to be extremely dedicated to the club and do what it takes to see it succeed, because as you know, I started it, and so I went through the stress and everything of trying to get everything moving, and I would definitely be dedicated to doing that another year, whatever it takes to get it moving again. And yeah, I'm just very dedicated to the club. It means a lot to me. I would love to see it succeed this upcoming year.
Thank you, Elise. And next is Una.
I just love this club so much. Our purpose, everything we get to do, the opportunities we get to make a difference on our school and sort of act as a role model for other schools across the country. That's what I love so much about this club. And it doesn't matter if I don't get chosen to be an officer or anything. I'll be just as dedicated and as hardworking as just a member trying to make change for our club and our school.
Thank you, Una. Next up is Nikki.
I'm really excited to just take this club to the next level, make some big changes, and hopefully, since we're all going to be graduating next year, we'll leave a lasting impact on Foothill in terms of its sustainability after we leave.
Thank you, Nikki. All right, next is Kaylee.
I'm really passionate about this subject, and I'm really excited to see what we can do for the club next year, and especially for the future years, to see what we can leave to help them along.
Thank you so much. All right, Riley, it's your turn.
I'm ready to join this club. Sorry, I'm ready to really become dedicated to this club and see how it changes the people and the campus of Foothill. And whether I'm an officer or not, I'm excited to see where this goes.
Thank you, Riley. And finally, Apurva.
I'm excited to continue being a part of this club and working hard for this club. I want to just become okay, I just stumbled over my words. I want to become like the best version possible of ourselves and just like keep on working towards progress.
Thank you, Apurva. Well, you guys have done a phenomenal job on this town hall. Good luck to you all. And as soon as we get the video uploaded to YouTube, and that can take a little bit, we'll make a link for that and send out the link for the town hall and the ballot for your members to vote. So good luck to everybody. Have a great rest of the day.
Thank you.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.